It is Maurice coming to you with another video. Today I am coming to you from Quito, Ecuador. I am in this beautiful park called Parque La Carolina. And so this is the neighborhood that I'm actually staying in, the La Carolina neighborhood, which is probably like a more upscale neighborhood in Quito. One of the upscale neighborhoods in Quito, very modern, a lot of restaurants. As you can see, a lot of food options here, and then as you walk, a restaurant here, and then it's other like food options that way. And then you have like these little boats where you can take it around like this little man-made river thing, whatever you call it. But I wanted to do this video to really, in this video, I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about how important it is to be okay with not knowing everything. How important it is to be okay with not knowing everything and not having everything figured out. I had a conversation with you all recently about my plans to move, our plans to move. We left Charlotte maybe like, today is, we left Charlotte maybe like a little over a week ago, but we left the US exactly a week ago. We left Charlotte a little over a week, but the US a week ago. So we've been here in Quito for the last week. And then we extended our stay to be here for about 2 more weeks. So we'll probably end up here for like 3 weeks. But all of that to say, I'm figuring out in this process that it is okay to not know exactly what all of the steps are, to not know exactly what is next. The other day we were having a conversation about like, okay, let's plan to go to the next spot. And, we were trying to move on this rigid timeline. And then I stopped and said, but where do we have to be? Like, we have to be nowhere. There is nobody waiting on us. There is nowhere, no particular place where we have to be currently in this stage in our life. And I think that sometimes that is an uncomfortable space to be in for a lot of us because we are used to knowing. We are used to knowing what the next steps are. We are used to knowing exactly what we're doing. But I'm learning that it is okay to not have it figured out. It is okay to not have the next steps. It is okay to be present, to be alive, to be living. The more, because we come to this park basically every day, the more I spend time in this greenery, in this environment, in this atmosphere, I'm just reminded about this is life. This tree is life. This is what we are supposed to be doing. We are supposed to be listening to ourselves. We are supposed to be stopping and thinking and asking ourselves how we feel, And that is an uncomfortable space to be in a lot of times for a lot of us, including myself, It's uncomfortable to have to say, I don't know what's next. I don't have it all figured out, There is something beautiful about not even pretending that you have everything figured out, even pretending that you know everything, because it opens up this space for you to learn more and for things that you didn't expect or anticipate to happen, And I'm seeing that right now. In this short amount of time since we've made this decision, I'm seeing that not having this full agenda, not having this very rigid kind of, I want to do this, I have to do that, this is next, that is next, has just opened up for so much more freedom. And y'all, I gotta tell y'all, this freedom, this feeling is what they don't want us to experience. This feeling of, I can take my time, I can think about my steps, I can order them in a way in which I feel most comfortable and I feel most led, and that they don't have to be led merely by what society says or merely by what my job says or what my friends say or what, whatever the thing is in your life. You don't have to be led by that, Leave space for yourself to learn, to experience, to figure out life. Because despite what people say, it is not easy. Life is not easy, particularly when you have, society intervening, when you have all of these societal norms and these expectations. That makes life way more difficult than it really has to be. You know, we really, when I say we've really just been taking in this experience, we've really just been really like talking about like just connecting back to what our true selves want. You know what I mean? Which is sometimes it's just to be sitting in a park, uninterrupted. You know what I mean? Like unencumbered, no expectations, just taking in the nature, taking in God's creation. You know what I mean? And so I'm really, really pushing myself in this next phase of my life to be more present, to be more, you know, open and okay with not having everything figured out, without knowing everything, without trying to know everything, without trying. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, when I'm really in the space of my life where I'm not forcing anything, I'm not pulling anything, I'm just flowing like a river. I am not causing any friction in my life. You know, I'm really trying to just allow myself to be present, allow myself to go through the journey, and to realize that you only have one life. We talk about this a lot here. You only have one life. As far as you and I know, we only have one. And so why don't we lean further into it? Why don't we make it more joyous? Why don't we do the things that bring us the most peace? You know what I mean? That bring us, you know, the most sense of ourselves, you know? And so that's what I've been trying to do. I've been really trying to just breathe in and exhale, you know what I mean? Like exhale all of the conditioning, all of the expectations, all of the standards that aren't even mine, you know what I mean? And it's been feeling really nice. And I encourage you, wherever you are at, to spend some time outdoors in nature, quietly listening to yourself without the music. I mean, I have these on because it's kind of a little bit of like music and stuff going on out here. People doing like yoga. If you can see stretching, lady behind me is doing stretching. People down there are doing like dances. So there's a lot going on here. So I have these on for that. But like, no, when I'm walking out here, I am not listening to music. I am just literally being present. I'm experiencing all of the things that are happening around me. I'm taking it in. I'm being grateful. I'm being appreciative, because there's so many people who are living an encumbered life unnecessarily. There are so many people who are living a life that is not theirs. And particularly living these lives because they feel like they have it all figured out. They have the whole thing figured out and they are just following in the steps. You know, and while yes, we can strategize about our life and we can follow in the steps, you know what I mean, to make sure that we reach our goals, I just want us to make sure that these are the things that we actually care about, the things that we actually want, the places that we actually want to be in. Because if not, it can become very easy for you to live a life that is not yours. It is very easy to live a life that is not yours, to live a life that is not intended for you, and a life that you did not intend to live, you know? The only people who don't learn are know-it-alls. The only people who can't be told anything are know-it-alls. I've always felt like one of my, even at work and in my real life, one of my competitive advantages has been that I try not to be a know-it-all. I can learn from anybody. Anybody can teach me anything, you know? And that has put me in a place to be able to really be in tune with myself, because listen, I don't gotta have ego with y'all. You know what I mean? Because I know who I am. I know what I know and I know what I don't, you know? And I think that, you know, one of my favorite actually sayings is from Dr. Wayne Dyer, God rest his soul, where he says that ego is edging God out, you know, and I try my hardest to make sure that I'm not edging God out, that I'm not prioritizing my ego over what is true, that I'm not prioritizing my ego over what I can learn, over what I can experience. And I think that starts with being okay with not knowing it all, being okay with not having it all figured out, being okay with being okay, you know? As I'm on this journey, like I said, I'll keep you guys updated. I just wanted to hop in and just kind of just drop some inspiration, you know, some encouragement to kind of, you know, encourage you to reimagine your life, to revision, you know, what is out there, what is possible, to recalibrate, you know what I mean, to get out in nature and to have a talk with yourself, to check in on yourself, to make sure that you are walking in the steps that you actually want to be in, you know? As always, I love you and I appreciate you for watching and for listening. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.